Good
Welcome
morning.
back to another edition of Roast Beef and Bagels. We hope everyone had a great week, and thank you for tuning in again today. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, especially if this is your first time here. And we appreciate you stopping by. We had a busy week last week. A lot of things going on. Football, we're getting close to deciding. We're down to the Final Four.
Good, go Bills.
Go Bills. Bills. So this weekend, Bills Chiefs, AFC Championship, and NFC Redskins. Commanders and the Eagles. Commanders out of nowhere.
I'd like to see them win. I don't like the Eagles though.
I mean, I was actually looking for like a Bills Lions Super Bowl, but the Lions, man. And then I don't understand it as a sports fan. The Jets go out and sign Aaron Glenn to their new head coaching position. He was the defensive coordinator for the Lions. And if you guys follow football, the last, let's say 3-4 weeks, maybe 5, the Lions had nothing but shootouts. And the scores were in the high 30s, sometimes in the 40s.
That means their defense wasn't that great.
The defense was falling apart, and everyone's excuse is, well, they had a lot of injuries, which they did. However, a good coach will overcome that, compensate, figure out the right pieces, and adjust. So if Aaron Glenn, no disrespect to him, couldn't figure that out on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know how he's going to do it on the entire team. But hey, congratulations, Aaron Glenn.
And Pete Carroll, dude.
Pete Carroll.
Over at the Raiders.
Raiders took a year off from football.
I think that's interesting. I think he's a good coach.
Good coach. Good. I think he's one of the few coaches that won the championship on the collegiate level and the NFL, because he won with the Seahawks and I think USC, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but we always throw the blurbs up if I look for the information afterwards and add it. But yep, good for him.
Yeah. This should be interesting.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. I hope everyone enjoys football this weekend like we did last weekend, and then it's on to the Super Bowl. So we have a lot to talk about, too. Obviously, it was an inauguration day on the 20th. We got a new president, a new but old president. Trump is back in office.
5 days, my 401k went up $12,000.
We can already see, I checked mine, too. It's obviously his went up because based on the number invested. Mine didn't go up as high as his, but mine definitely went up substantially.
Dude, I'm not even contributing anymore. That was a surprise to me. I'm not even contributing. I haven't contributed since November, so that's pretty good. If I was contributing, it would probably been much more.
Yeah. So the 401k works. For those who don't know, usually it's a savings plan.
Yes, please explain for some of our viewers who
it's a savings plan
don't understand how
that most companies will offer. Back in the days, companies used to actually match. If you gave $1, the company would be willing to give $1. Mm-hmm. Those days are pretty much done. They're done with. I mean, if someone does it, it's rare, and don't ever leave that job.
Right.
But basically, it's a way for the employee, the individual, to save and have their own retirement plan, if you will. You'll go to one of the big brokerage houses. You will withdraw money pre-taxed from your check, and you will give it to a Charles Schwab, a Merrill Lynch, or Prudential, one of those big financial houses, and they will invest the money based on what you want the money distributed to. So it's all based on you as the individual.
Yeah, aggressive, not aggressive, safe.
Right. And usually when you're younger, you get a little more aggressive because, you're going to continue to work. As you get older, you want things to be middle of the road to very low increase, and it's all based on historical numbers. So it's based on what you want the money to invest to. The reason why these things tend to go up, people start to invest more. With the change in the administration.
Yeah. Less regulations and all that, less taxes, increase in the market.
So there's a bigger gain for you as the individual. Truthfully, obviously, I knew that the change of administration was coming. So you have all your finances set up ahead of time that you determine how you want deducted. I increased everything by a great amount. So yeah, that will also make the number go up as far as the baseline. But if you only increase, let's say, round numbers, $10. Then if you had 100 to start with, you're only going up $10 if there's no gain. But the thing is, if you're investing that $10 on top of the 100, but then the percentages go up, that 110 now can be 210. And that's what you're looking at, because the other investments are starting to go up. So it pushes everything that gets invested.
The last time he was in office, dude, I swear to you, I mean, I would get these statements, and after the third year, right before COVID, I remember a fucking 401k was up 51%. That's incredible.
His first time in office, he had historical financial gains in the markets. And this is not just the regular Dow Jones stock market. It's NASDAQ. It's the S&P 500. So again, if you know about the monies and how it works, that's awesome. Stick with it. If you don't know, I can't say I'm going to give you professional lessons, but we can give you the basics on how it works, and maybe you'll get a little bit of an understanding.
All right, we're going to segue here
on what happens.
Because this is going to be a new segment. I hope it doesn't happen often. It's going to be called the Roast Beef Rant. I didn't even talk to him about it, but I'm fucking mad.
It's mad.
So
I'm going to eat.
I always say, I'll try to make this quick because I don't want to take off the whole thing, but people post bullshit on the fucking thing and they believe it, right? They could easily Google it and they could find out the truth. But I'm going to tell you why I believe media is really the fucking devil and they're not the people's friend. I don't believe in division. I don't care if you're American. As long as you're American, me and you are the same. We can have different, opinions. That's fine. But let me break it down in 4 simple examples. There was a guy that Trump pardoned. His name is like Ulrich or something. But if you look up Silk Road, this was the company that he had. This was the company. So Silk Road, this guy Ulrich got arrested. Trump pardoned him. The media came out and said the reason why that they shouldn't have pardoned him is because he was a drug dealer and he did sex trafficking on the dark web. Now that is not true. He owned this place called Silk Road, which is similar to Amazon on the dark web. So you owned it. I am the person who's selling the drugs over the internet, and I sold it on your marketplace, but you went to jail and I didn't. So I don't think that's like me and you owning a bar and someone selling drugs in the corner, but they're locking me and you up and not whatever. So that's the first one. It's half truths all the time. And I can't believe these people believe this shit. And the media puts it out there. And what's funny is I read 5 different articles, all from the main people, CBS, CNBC, all that other stuff, right? And it's in the article, but it's just at the bottom. You know what I'm saying to you? It's in the article that he didn't do it, but it's all the way at the bottom. And they just see the fucking headline about Trump and anti-Trump, and they just put it up. Second thing is, it says that Trump defunded cancer funding, right? That's 17 articles on that too, but only 1 or 2 articles had this. So he did defund cancer funding within these 3 subsections: travel, meetings, and communications, not the actual research. So he stopped travel because what they would do is, so say tomorrow Bagels wanted to do a meeting about cancer research. They'd go to Hawaii, bring their whole entire family for fucking 2 weeks, do 2 meetings, and then the taxpayer would pay for all that. So yes, that's another way. All right. So that's 2 examples of how the media tries to divide us. The third one is that I have a friend of mine from a long time ago. He sent me this thing because he knew I was in the division dealing with schools and stuff. They said that Trump defunded a program that was trying to stop mass shootings, and he took the money away. But the people that were getting paid were students that were involved in some mass shootings, teachers who are educators, and anti-gun advocates. So these are not military guys that are going to, or law enforcement guys that are getting paid to teach you how to survive a mass shooting or nothing like that. It's just people that are having stories and they're telling the stories. They're not solving the problem of the mass shooting. So yes, he took funding away from that. And this one's local, and this one really pissed me off too. So, Trump's going after people who are illegal, especially the criminals, whatever. And they said this morning that it started this week, obviously, whatever, and that attendance was low in schools because of the fear of the illegal immigration and the kids. The fucking attendance was low this week because it was a Regents week, and like only 1/3 of high school students go in. So it's just them playing with words, and people do not research for the truth. They just go, oh, the media said it, so it must be true. Those are 4 good examples of how these liberals get fucking played every fucking day. And it's so easy to prove what they're saying is wrong, but they don't care. They just don't like Trump. So my rant is over. I'm sorry, but this is bullshit. Media, you fucking piece of shit. You're not for the people no more. You're for division. And anybody that wants to divide you by race, creed, color, or fucking gender, they're not for America. They want to divide because they divide and conquer. Do not listen to these fucking people.
No, first of all,
that was a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. You got. Listen, you come on the Roast Beef and Bagel show, you get whatever's on your chest. That's it. So there's a lot there that the beef just went over, and you know what? It's actually sad that because you do have people that are, I mean, I don't know if you want to say brainwashed, but they're brainwashed. They're just going to go by whatever the initial person says, right? Which is horrible, because we always say, be a free thinker, do a little research. We say stuff on here and we're not right. And I try to put the disclaimer on it once we find the information, because no one's perfect. And just do your homework a little bit. That's all. I think we're saying with any of this stuff.
On both sides, dude. Yeah. On both sides.
100%.
On both sides, not one.
We're not. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We never preach party on anything we say. We might be registered for a particular party. I know I am, and
I'm independent.
All right, and he's independent. So, but it doesn't matter what party you're registered for either. You can still vote outside of that party. That's the luxury of our voting system, right? If you couldn't, then there wouldn't be a vote.
Right.
So you should never vote party or person.
Policies only.
Policy. You got to figure out what's going to be the best for yourself and your family. Now, some of these things that he mentioned about, maybe funds were cut from, it's not cancer research, but cancer travel, right? Why should our money that's getting invested, tax, donation, whatever it is, be spent on you and your family going to Hawaii for 2 weeks when you talk for 2 hours in a conference room, when you could do everything video. You don't want to come to work, right? You want to stay home for work, but if you want to go to a conference in Hawaii, you're going to go to that.
California, Florida,
wherever,
Chicago.
Right. So
millions of dollars getting wasted.
So that was part of the Doge thing, the new group.
So no, this was in one of his executive orders, and I got news for you too, dude. He took us at the WHO. I looked. Yeah. I put it up on my Facebook. I don't think I put it up on Roast Beef and Bagels, but it's like $3 billion a year he saved us there. He took us out of the Paris Accords, which is $8 billion a year he's saving the taxpayer, and everybody's flipping out about this. I don't understand. Why do we have to be the people that pay the most? We're struggling here. Let them fucking do what they want, whatever. I actually had Jesus. We say Jesus all the time. He asked us this morning, like, who's going to take care of when the next pandemic? Do you guys know how long it takes for another pandemic to come around? I mean, I think there's one every 200-300 years. I mean, why would we pay these people $8 billion a year to prepare for something? And each pandemic is different, so you can't handle it the same. It's incredible, dude.
And based on what happened on this last one, there's so much underhanded stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true it is. Again, because it's online crap. Fauci got pardoned.
Yeah, right? and now they're saying
Putin wants to extradite him for crimes against humanity.
But to be honest with you, bro, so I don't know if you can do it, but I will say to you this. I looked everywhere to see from a reputable news organization. I can't find it. That's why I didn't mention it in this. And this is brand. But it would be interesting, dude.
On like Instagram.
Yeah, it was just like a meme. But this one,
we don't believe memes. No, hello.
Yeah. So I called him up yesterday, and I was like, dude, this guy put up a meme. I don't know what the fuck it was, dude. I think it was about they said Trump's gonna raise what do you call it, the prescription drugs, whatever. And I think it's funny because he's the one who actually dropped the prescription drugs, and Biden took responsibility for it, but whatever. And that's true. That's not me fucking saying. I could show you 100 articles, but whatever.
Oh, for the $35
for the diabetes. Yeah. So
Biden took credit for it.
So Biden took credit for it, right? But so I said to him, I called him, I said, you know what? I'm going to take that meme, like it was a red backing, and I'm going to make my own meme and just send it back to him and say, listen, I found a meme that said the complete opposite. So what is it? Well, now what does that mean? Like they love fucking memes, these people, dude. It's crazy. And the other thing I want to get your opinion on, I know I'm taking up a lot of it, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But the fucking Elon Musk thing with the Heil Hitler, that was not a Heil Hitler. On top of that, I looked, of course, you know me, I gotta fight these idiots. So I put up a bunch of fucking pictures of Hillary, Barack, who Pocahontas, and
I forgot her name.
And I think it was Michelle. They were all doing the same symbol, but no one said anything when they did that, whatever. But fucking Elon, now they hate him because he's a Trump supporter. It's incredible. So you've seen the video. What do you think? That don't look like it. Like,
well, listen,
he's autistic too. Like, he's a little odd.
I'm not gonna make excuses for the guy. He said, "My heart goes out to you."
And he
put his hand on his chest, and he was going out to the crowd, and then he turned around and did it again.
Oh my god!
But you know what? Even if he did seriously have these Nazi backgrounds and tendencies, you think for 1 minute he would last, regardless of who's president?
Right.
You think for 1 minute he would last in our government, especially with the history based on the Nazis? And here's the other odd thing too, and I don't like talking about too much about stuff like this. The whole Israeli Hamas thing, right? You got these kids protesting in college. They hate Israel, right? These liberals. We hate Israel.
Right.
We're pro-Hamas. What's his name? Musk does the thing.
And all of a sudden they're pro-fucking Israel.
Right? No, he's a Nazi. The Nazis hated the Jews from Israel as well.
So
what are we arguing here?
So not only that, dude. So I had to look it up, right? Because somebody put up that Elon's family was a Nazi supporter. So his great-great-grandfather ends up, I looked at like 5 different articles. They're probably all similar. Then there was one historical thing on him. He was talking and he admitted that like his great-grandfather was a Nazi supporter, right? They want to hang him for being a Nazi supporter. Just try to reason. This is the liberal logic. So for his great-grandfather, they want to hang him because he did this. He's a Nazi. But the party of slavery, they could forgive and vote Democrat. Like, it's so fucking, dude. The logic is it's incredible.
There's
dude.
something wrong with the way people think. Listen,
Left side of the brain, bro.
You guys, if you all don't like Elon, that's fine. Cancel him. Don't buy his Tesla.
I'll be honest with you. I don't like. I actually like Elon for a different reason. I'm not an electric car guy. You know that. I didn't give a shit about Tesla. But this guy is pushing boundaries, and he's not asking government help. He's doing it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care what he does. If he could find anything that's going to help America, let him fucking do it. I mean, whatever. Even the electric cars. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to buy one, but if you want to buy one, buy it. That's awesome. You know, if you can afford it, that's great. I'm happy for you. And I just don't want to be told that I can't.
They hate him today
because
because he was a liberal before switching party.
Because of Biden made it for a switch.
But he had that whole thing with his one of his kids, Sue.
Yeah, I think he's transgender. I'm sorry, I don't know which one, but one of them transgender the one way, and the daughter
transition
that was it.
And they said the only way to help the kid was, I could be wrong, was with like puberty blockers, and then his kid got all whatever. So that made him think, "What the am I doing? Listening to these people?" But prior, right? Everyone loved him. Hurry up, let's go buy a Tesla.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think he became this self-made billionaire? You know, he had an idea. He's very smart. Had an idea, put it on paper, made it work, showed the world, hey, you don't have to buy gas. You could plug in a car and drive.
Yeah.
Right? Now he's got rocket ships flying themselves up into space.
And landing by themselves, they reuse it. So it's incredible.
Everyone loved him, but now he switched parties, so now you're gonna have people critique any little move you make, which is ridiculous. Listen, those things and those tactics, I think, are getting played out.
People get tired of it.
Yes. Well, why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think the Republicans won the House, the Senate, the presidency, popular vote?
Yeah.
The sweep. People are tired of it. So keep posting what you want. Keep trying to insult.
Just research. That's all I ask of you.
It doesn't matter.
Half the things that they post is not real. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about, and I'm very excited for this, dude. Very excited. I mean, I'm excited for tax cuts, but I'm more excited about this. Dude, the JFK, RFK, and MLK fucking files on their assassinations coming out. I am so excited. I was obsessed with the JFK assassination, bro. I still believe government had something to do with it. I don't know if we're gonna open up these files and that's what it's gonna say. Oh, but man, I can't wait. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So I was there's a guy I watch on YouTube like pretty religiously. And he actually posted something yesterday about it. And what he said kind of makes sense. He said that it was an executive order to open up the files, which doesn't mean it's going to happen right away.
45 days. 45
it takes
days.
a couple of weeks, and then they have to come up with a plan and how it's going to be done.
I seen it this morning. It's March 6th or 7th, they're saying.
So what he did, what this guy said was, and I thought it was kind of funny, he said they're going to open it, it's going to look like this, and he had a piece of paper. It was completely redacted. So those who
that's true too. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what redacted means, is they actually take the document and they literally black it out. So it's not a lie that the file was released, but you can't see.
Like if it says, like say Lyndon B. Johnson was involved again, and they're just gonna put a black line over it. You'll never read that.
Right. It'll be like a white piece of paper, and it'll be black, and you won't see that text.
Yeah.
And you can't like hold it up to a light and look through it. It's called a redaction. So he said, this is what the file is going to look like.
And it was just whole.
And it was a piece of paper with a big black square. And it had like, like a presidential seal and stuff like that at the top. And he's like, that's what the JFK file is going to look like.
And fucking Schumer now, he fucking went on X and was like, how about UFOs now too? Like now he wants it fucking. I'm more excited if they release the Epstein shit too, bro.
Well,
all that shit out.
I don't understand.
I don't think he's going to do that though.
Like I don't like the whole JFK thing. I don't know. Wouldn't say I know enough to talk about it.
Oh, dude, I love it. I had to do a thesis in college on it and everything, bro. I love that shit.
But if these things happened and the government was involved, I think the people need to know.
Yeah.
Because we're not, as a country, we're not supposed to be that way, right? That's not what we're about. So if you're saying government was involved to kill a president,
so
that's some serious shit.
The last thing that came out that was really interesting, and I'm really bad with time.
The files on the 2 Trump assassinations.
It was the guy who drove the limo that day. He just died. I'm saying within the last 10 years.
JFK?
The JFK, the guy who actually drove. Mm-hmm. And in his last will and testament, there was some notes about a bunch of things. But one of the things was that he didn't want to say it while he was alive because he was afraid that they would come and get him. He said that the CIA told him, get the bullet that went through the window, the windshield, fixed immediately. Now, the bullet should have never came through that way if you listen to the theory that the government tells you, right? So that was the last thing that came out. And I was so excited. I thought that people were going to go after it. It was in the media for like a fucking week and it just went away. I guess there's not enough people that care about it. Something happened in 1960 anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care.
But he had to find the bullet or fix the car.
He had to fix the windshield. The bullet came through the windshield. He told him, make sure you fix this windshield immediately. And if you look at the theory, all of it, the bullets all came from behind, not from the front. So I thought that was really, really interesting. But it died in the media so fast.
Yeah, but they did say he got hit on different angles, right? It was supposedly.
Yeah. But they had the magic bullet theory, which was in the investigation, and they're sticking to it. And we all know that that's impossible. The magic bullet. It hit 7 different areas. I mean, it made U-turns. It's fucking ridiculous, whatever. But it goes to show you, and these are the people that want to. I want it to come out because I want them to understand. Listen, you can love your country and not trust your government, right? I mean, that's probably me. I love my country. I don't trust my government. Mm-hmm. But if your government could assassinate their own president, and you want them to be in charge of your college to pay for your college, you want them to be in charge of your health care, you want them to be in charge of your food system, you're the fucking idiot. Because if they can kill their own president, dude, me and you are nobodies. Mm-hmm. They'll kill us in a heartbeat. Don't matter. It don't matter. The red dye number 5, a yellow, over a sudden now that RFK's coming, now they're getting rid of all this poison, right? Why? Because he's going to come out and say, this is poison for your children. And we fucking give it to them because we trust the government. Don't fucking trust these people, bro. Left or right, it don't fucking matter. And that's why I think, I can't speak for you, but that's why I think that I trust Trump more. Because he's not
a politician.
He's not that guy that made millions of dollars off taxpayers. I mean, he probably was a shady fucking real estate guy, yeah, but he was making money on his own in his own business. It's fucking sad.
Well, he doesn't get paid for being president.
He gives it away.
Salary,
yeah, he gives it away to.
He didn't do it his first term either.
Yeah,
so imagine all this aggravation for free.
Yeah, and I don't think Elon's getting paid. I think he's doing it for free too. I don't think he's getting paid.
But I mean, there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff, and that's why we always say do your homework and be open-minded and a free thinker. But I do have a funny story.
Oh, here we go. I'm ready.
Kind of Segway.
Nice. We love Segway, by the way.
So I'm not saying I'm big on it, but I try to support like churches and like local vendors and stuff like that, right? I feel bad for like these small little places that are trying to make it, and it's not easy. So there was like something that the church in this area was hosting, and I've gone there before, and it's actually size-wise pretty decent. This last time, I guess maybe because it was right after the holidays or whatever. So I walked into the place, and it was like an indoor flea market, right? The local vendors come, they put their little mom and pop stuff on the table.
Like an Elysium. Like an Elysium.
So they try to sell their stuff. Anyway, so I try to buy some, even if it's like cookies or whatever, you know. I'm walking, and I hear, "Hey, Bagels." And I was like, we're recognized and known.
We're like famous now, bro.
I turned around to see who my fan was. It was actually somebody I knew. But I thought it was hysterical that
that's fucking awesome.
Called me out in the place by Bagels and not like my name. I mean, they know me like first and last name basis.
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
"Hey, Bagels." And I was like looking at something. I turned around, I was like, what the hell? I thought that was hysterical. So if you see us, scream out our name.
Yeah, dude, take a picture of us. We'll put you
You know
online.
what? I should have took a picture.
That's what you should have did, yeah.
And said, "Hey, I'm with one of my fans."
That'd have been great, bro.
Man.
Or like a short or something, bro. You know?
Oh, that would have been good too.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping our idea when it gets a little warmer is to actually join that. We're going to get a table there, and we're going to get some merch, and we're just going to hand it out to the people so we can get our names out there.
Yeah,
take
we've
some
been thinking
pictures.
about
We've been
that.
thinking about doing that. So hopefully, we'll come with that soon, maybe in March or April.
Yeah, we still want to do some giveaways. We do have some stuff in our small merch collection.
Right.
We just got to figure out what the good contest will be. If you have any ideas for a contest, feel free to drop it in the queue below, and we'll definitely consider it. Don't forget also, we still want your video questions. We had one, I guess it was two episodes ago.
Yeah,
right?
It was good.
It was good, and we appreciate it. So we'll get you on our show if you have a video question, or even just a regular question if you don't want to be on camera. We understand.
And most of our viewers actually know our numbers. So if you even want to do a call-in, we can do a call-in. If you don't want to do the video, if you don't want to, I'll pick up my phone and you'll give us the question. While we're recording.
We could definitely try to. We could try to plug you in on a phone call and get that to work. That'd be pretty interesting. Maybe it's as simple as just literally put it on speaker.
Yeah. Oh,
I hit the crock box.
We hit the crock pot box. we almost fell, but we don't edit, so fuck it.
That's why it's live. That's why you hear dogs barking.
Texas half the time. Dogs.
So, but listen, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Enjoy the football games this weekend.
Ciao.
Ciao.